I'm okay, but I ain't happy.
Well, go to fighting mode.
Now I'm happy.
Howdy, partners. There's not enough of the good Marshal on the channel, and we're going to remedy that today, thanks to Derek and his Patreon special missions request. I had mentioned to him some time back that I had picked up a whole bunch of Bravestar animation cells on eBay, and he said by all means you can make that my Patreon special missions request if it bumps it up on the list of videos that get done on the channel. So that's what we're taking a look at today. And I'm going to start off with this beautiful background. Really amazing show. Way ahead of its time. I would say it's still ahead of its time. Not just for the animation techniques, but also the stories. That stuff never goes out of style. I am really glad that I actually own some artwork of Star Peak. Shaman is a very special character to me, and that's his home right there, Star Peak. And this particular background would be used when Bravestar or anyone else on the show. This is also a removable cell, and you can put someone else in it, as they did on the show. Bravestar traveling through New Texas, all the way to, I believe that's Fort Carrium there. It's shown in the intro of the show with that big cliff and the thing hanging off of it. So this is a really, really beautiful background showcasing most of the setting of the show. The character animation on the show didn't feature as much detail, shading, coloring, because they had to crank out a whole bunch of them. Different animation points where the leg is up a little bit and then back a little bit. The tail would be wagging back and forth. So they had to crank those out, but the thing that they could take their time on was the backgrounds. You can see the beautiful shading, coloring. It really is a painting, and it looks beautiful hung on a wall. You can see the texturing on the rock and in the sky. Just stunning. Sun shining down. The really amazing thing about owning a cell from one of your favorite original TV shows is that a lot of the time it's a one of a kind. The action figures, they were mass produced. It's really cool to be able to show these figures off, and maybe Bravestar fans out there have some themselves, and that kind of connects you to other toy fans, having the exact same toy even though you're halfway across the world and even though 4 decades have passed. But with animation cells, a lot of them were a one and done. They produced a lot of them because the animation is pretty fluid in Bravestar, so to get to this point of him pointing, there are cells of his hand going up in different stages. I really wanted a picture of Bravestar pointing. He's pointing to the criminals that the law is coming for you. And I'm really happy that I was able to. It's hard when you're looking for animation cells, especially these days. Since I got these years ago, they weren't really in demand, and someone must have opened the vault of the old animation, Filmation, animation archives. So just a whole bunch went up at the same time, and they weren't very pricey. These days though, if you're looking for He-Man original Filmation cell or any other show, Transformers are astronomical. Any little cell. They can be very, very pricey, and then to get something that's like an actual pose like this, he's not blinking, he's not halfway through a motion, but this actually looks like it could be a print of a poster hung on a wall. That's even more rare. And this one came with a background as well. It looks like he is in, not entirely sure, he might be in his office or he might be in the bar. There are a couple of chairs here, so my guess would be Handlebar's bar. Busting into the bar and telling some drunk, "You're breaking the law." And it's been so long since I've gone through this box of animation cells that I don't even remember what I have anymore. So this is kind of fun for me too. Finding out what I picked up all those years ago. Looks like another background, and this is one of the removable top transparencies, so I guess this would allow 3030 to blink. This was, I guess, a shot of him blinking, which is why that's can slide right off. And some of them are a little bit sticky because these are painted on. 3030 here is a separate piece from Bravestar, who is also a separate piece. Really nice Bravestar. Cell right here, him tipping of the hat, that's another iconic pose, which I've actually done with one of my Bravestar figures there. Since they didn't make very many Bravestar figures, I've doubled up a couple of them. So I've got the laser firing Bravestar, I got one on 3030, and then tipping of the hat, leaning against the Marshal's office. That's another iconic Bravestar pose, the leaning. And this is another background, BG 101. I don't know what these mean here, but there's some kind of writing on each of them. So this is a background that would be reused often. So if you load up your Bravestar DVD or watch it on the Bravestar YouTube channel and you see this particular shot, and that is the Marshal's office. That's the big star that hangs off of his office. You see this particular shot with this right here and all that, that's the cell right here. And another background with stoic looking Marshal Bravestar somewhere out in the desert. And this particular piece is removable as well. Really gotta be careful with pulling those off. So the part that's painted is actually this part right here. That's what the other side of an animation cell looks like. This folder right here has a whole bunch of information on it. This is amazing to actually own, even though this wasn't really, I don't think, advertised as part of the sale. It was all about the cels, but they came in this, which is what Filmation used, and it actually has the Filmation logo. It's pretty awesome. Lou Scheimer is a pretty special guy to my childhood, so to have an actual piece from his company that bears his logo, it's pretty amazing. Great bonus. And it came with a certificate of authenticity. The Filmation logo right there. Bravestar. Looks like we've got some sketches. This is just incredible. This is I'm trying to be so careful here. This is a piece of history. These are all one of a kind. To me, they're priceless pieces of art. I know they're worth a certain amount to somebody, but I ain't selling. So NFS, is that the term? Not for sale. 3030 with Sarah Jane. Man, that's awesome. I even included this little piece of paper here too, because it's pencil, I believe, so that it doesn't rub up against any of the other pieces. Some more certificates of authenticity, and oh, there's a She-Ra in there as well. We'll take a look at that in another video. I've got some animation cells from other shows, so I'll definitely be showcasing that. Hopefully not too long from now, but we'll focus on Bravestar for now. Wow, this is great. Shaman. Cell of Bravestar's mentor, father figure, Shaman. And the cool thing about these is I could just slide this Bravestar right off and remove Shaman from here. Looks like he's taped in, but stick him on that background too. Can kind of mix and match. And the big pard. 30-30, what a great shot. I got really lucky here. These went on sale. Grabbing just great still poses. Can actually pull that down. He's missing an arm if you pull those right off. And very, very nice background as well. That looks like it's closer to Tex Hex's area. Darker sky, kind of lava, fire look to it. Looks like Tex and his gang went a little too far, so the good marshal and his big part had to pay a visit to the lawbreakers. And this one's really cool. 30-30, firing a blast from Sarah Jane. So he is shouldering the gun, and then there would be, I think, in a couple different cells of the blast. And it's really nice. It almost looks like it was spray painted. And another one of him tipping his hat. Love this one. It's actually hiding his eyes. So cool. With another background as well. Sometimes the background is a reproduction. So I think this background is copied and printed off of an original background, which is still very, very nice. It's nice to get the cell on a background, even if it's not an original, rather than just have a cell on white paper like that. It's an especially nice one. And here's another one with a printed background instead of an original background. But that iconic pose again, leaning. He's like a husky. He's a leaner. Beautiful shot. And another big folder. The Filmation logo on it. I can't believe how many of these I got. Or certificates of authenticity. And this one is Cella 3030 with Sarah Jane, and in behind there's a sketch, a pencil sketch. Hand sketched. It looks like this is a sequence of 3030 firing. Sarah Jane. There's very, very slight change from one cell to the next. There's another one in behind there. So a blast effect would have been added, and you can see the very slight lowering of the gun there. And a shot of the sequence of them. He's raising the gun up to his face and then lowering it back down. And a pencil sketch of Bravestarr. Wow. Awesome. And looks like a rough sketch of 3030. With a note on here. I wonder if any of these notes are from Lou Scheimer. That'd be pretty cool. Another background. It's an actual background from the show, not a reproduction. And another background. There's a couple of backgrounds in here. Some of these were just sold as a lot, just a bundle. So it's a really awesome bonus to get a whole bunch of real backgrounds from the show. Now that I'm going through these, I feel like going back and rewatching some old Bravestar episodes and see if I can recognize some of these backgrounds. Something's on the back here. I'm not sure if it's stuck. No, it's supposed to be part of that, I think. It's kind of a smoke effect. Not sure where it goes. Might be for Sarah Jane after being fired. Oh, there we go. Another smoke effect cell. Another beautiful background. Love that pink sky in New Texas. This place looks like it's been ransacked. And what's he doing in there? This looks like a photocopy of a Man-at-Arms sketch. It's been stapled into the folder. Man-at-Arms. Oh, there's an actual real sketch of Duncan. That's a pretty cool bonus. He-Man sells, when all these went on sale, I don't think there were as many He-Man cells, and the ones He-Man and She-Ra cells that did go on sale were really a lot more. Some of these Bravestar cells, I don't remember the actual price. I never do. I don't think about it too much, but if I were to guess, this might have been maybe $20, 25. It was ridiculously low. I remember thinking when I got them, I thought these should be way more than that, but just when I got them several years ago, there wasn't as much of a demand for old shows and old toys, and just weren't that many Bravestar fans on eBay, I guess. And the final folder is the coup de grace. This is incredible. So, like I said, 3030 is one of my favorite characters. It's hard to say he's my favorite because the Good Marshal is such an awesome character, but he is really an awesome character. And the sequence where 3030 transforms from a horse to a biped is a great sequence in the show. It's shown in the intro of every single episode, and then he usually does it every single episode. And what's in this folder, I do remember this, is 3030 transforming. So I'm not sure if this is a one-of-a-kind piece right here. I wouldn't be surprised if they only made the one, and Filmation was known for reusing animated sequences. So I could see them just doing this one, getting the footage they needed, and then reusing it for every subsequent episode. Bravestar looks like he's kicking something over. Pencil sketch on the back, but there's 3030 digging in deep. And here comes the lightning. Don't know if the lightning effect is in here, but if you've seen the sequence on the show, this is it right here. This is the actual animation cell. Getting up on his two haunches. Oh, this is amazing. And all of these on the other side have sketches of Bravestar for some reason. Getting up a little. The sequence actually has so many animation cells. Part of it. That's why it's all so fluid. These are incredible. Just the bonus little sketches on the background. I'm not sure if these were just used in order to put these, to separate these cells so that they wouldn't stick to each other. That's a pretty awesome piece of bonus scrap paper if that's what is going on here. It would be really, really cool to take some pictures of all of these and animate it myself. Oh, there's another character in the show. This is where the lightning would be going through him. I love how he just rocks back and forth as the lightning transforms him into biped mode. Oh, this is amazing. Always one of my favorite sequences in the show. That, along with whenever Bravestarr would call upon the spirit animal powers. Strength of the bear, eyes of the hawk. Getting chills just actually going through these and holding these in my hand. The actual animation cells of 3030's transformation. This is him rocking back and forth to go through each and every single one of these. Oh, we got Tex Hex's mustache. There's so many of these. When I bought this, I remember thinking this would look awesome on a wall. But there's so many of them, it would take up a whole wall. This is why I'm thinking this is a one-of-a-kind. I can't imagine them going to all of this work and effort to reanimate this sequence. So if you call up the Bravestarr cartoon when 3030 is transforming, you can literally pause at any moment during that transformation, and you can find that particular paused moment in this folder right here. I think, if this is a one-of-a-kind. It's still looking fairly horse-like here. I think this is where he gets some hands. He's still got hoofs there. Yep, the double buy. This is not exactly a flattering shot of 3030 right here, but I don't think you'll see this anywhere other than right here. Kind of reminds me of Thor from, was it Endgame? When he had been out of the game for a while. Looks like he needs to hit the gym. And this looks like it's been flipped around the wrong way. Oops. A little sticky. Taken me quite a bit longer to go through all these than it actually happens on the show. In the show, it's just actually like a couple of seconds. Very quick. And right there's where the change happens from horse standing up on his hind legs, kind of like what the toy is, to he's got hands. He's built more like a humanoid at this point. All hand-drawn, hand-painted. So much easier to do it these days. It's really taken a lot of the time out of it. The craftsmanship. I mean, doing computer animation takes a lot of skill and effort itself, but this is something else right here. This is an incredible amount of time and focus and patience. And back to the double buy. Looking in much better shape. Puffing that chest out. Yeah. This is a great shot right here. Just to use this one as a single shot of 30-30. Looks like there's a little prairie person on the back here. Doing the raven pose from wrestling. Quote the equestroid, nevermore. Incredible. This is a really, really heavy folder. But I did not remember there being this many individual cells of the transformation. I hope what this, going through this, each and an individual cell of the sequence shows is the incredible amount of effort that went into this show. Because I think they did a lot more. There's another sketch of him transforming. They did a lot more cells, more fluid animation in Bravestar than they did in the other Filmation shows. And just old-fashioned cell animation in general. Hats off to all of the original cell animation artists. I have the utmost respect for all of those artists that worked on those shows. I know some of them would say, well, it was just a job, but I think the passion and the talent is evident. Beautiful. 30-30 transformation sequence. And that is my original Filmation Bravestar animated series cell collection. I feel extremely honored and privileged to own these. I mean, I know I bought them and paid for them. They were a purchase, but I love this show so much. It really feels like a piece of history. And I just feel very, very lucky to be the one guy on the planet that owns these individual one-of-a-kind cells. And I've taken good care of them. They've always been in a climate-controlled spot, packed very securely, safely, and they always will be. And I've got a little bit of wall space, or free wall space, now that the collection has moved into a bigger room. And I'm going to be putting some of these up on a wall where they should be. And it might take quite some time, but I feel like it would be cool to go through each and every one of those and take a still image with like proper framing and lighting and animate it myself. Put a little bit of my own lightning effect in there and have 30-30 transform maybe someday. Hope you enjoyed this, and thank you, Derek, for being a member of the Patreon tribe and supporting the channel on Patreon. Thank you to all the other Patreon members as well. Want to give a warm welcome to our two newest members, Christian Arias and Matthew Worley. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you to Badger Wolf Prime and Greg Bishansky for the increased pledges. And thank you to the channel members for hitting the join button. And a warm welcome to Tim Borkowski, the newest channel panel member. If you're a parent, definitely check out Bravestar's YouTube channel. Check out those old episodes with your kids. Really awesome stories. They're timeless, great morals, awesome voice acting, and as you've seen today, top-notch art. Thanks a lot for watching. Feel free to share the video, especially if you know someone who worked on the show. It could be really cool if one of the artists from Filmation got to revisit some of their handiwork here. And to join the tribe, hit subscribe. Erdmistay, partner.